Um, I would like to acknowledge that we are in Sydney, or I am in Sydney, with the land being the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. I recognize their elders past, present, and emerging. This is Aboriginal land and always will be. That was a poem called Some Sounds Cannot Be Written Down, proving that spoken word is immediate and accessible. All you need is mouth and imagination. July 2007. I'm in a youth center in Tennant Creek, middle of the Northern Territory. Okay, guys, let's put some music on and write some stories. Grab your pens, paper. Here's the title, Friday Night in Tennant Creek. What do you hear, see, smell, taste? Sir? One kid raises his hand. Got to use the toilet? Oh, okay, sure, yeah, go ahead. 6 more hands go up. 7 of the 15 kids suddenly have to use the toilet. So we take this 10-minute break and only half the kids return. The rest are playing basketball. So I turn to the youth worker who hired me. What do I do? Those kids can't write. And I think you made them feel shame. But these guys over here, they're fine. They can do the writing workshop. It's okay. No. We want everybody to do this, so let's bring those boys back in. Hey, guys, it's a new game. It's called Superstars, all right? These guys over here, superstar footy players, basketball, acting, singing, authors, you're superstars. These guys over here, journalists. You're going to interview the superstars on TV, radio, for the paper. You're going to ask them what they did on Friday night. Write it all down. Now, it can be true. It can be fiction. Sir, can there be dragons? Yes. Dragons, yes. Now, journalists, you ask, what did you see? What did you hear? Get the story down on paper. And if they pause, you put in a comma. If they stop for a long time, a full stop. And they go for it. The stories are incredible. And I hear these boys who are being categorized as can't write, producing incredible literature. I hear I paused there, and that's where Sir said to put in a comma. And I have an epiphany. Spoken word leaps barriers of education, money, location. You see, anyone can tell a great story. So jump forward to today. Word Travels runs the International Australian Poetry Slam. And every year we hear from over 1,000 writers performing their words for about 20,000 audience members. Australian Poetry Slam has been national and growing every year since 2007. What we do is we inspire and empower people to tell their stories and be heard. Annually, we run about 50 poetry slams across regional and metro Australia. We even tour to Singapore, Indonesia, China, and now with a COVID adaptation plan, our online programs are local and even more global. Now here's our program cycle. 1, inspire. You watch a great performance. 2, encourage. Learn to perform your own writing. 3, engagement. Perform your new writing for your local community in a poetry slam. And last, empower. This is where the community chooses 2 new poets to get more workshops and mentoring. Then those 2 poets are hired to perform for large audiences and inspire the next group of writers. Now, our audience members become participants, writers, performers, and community organizers. We've planted seeds and sprouted new poetry slam communities in Bankstown, Bathurst, Melbourne, every state and territory. Now just check out Ubud Poetry Slam, Pakistan Poetry Slam, all started by people who attended a Word Travels event and participated in our programs. In June, we ran our new Mumbai Youth Slam on Google Meets. Now, August 2018, Moree, New South Wales. I'm tour managing, and we've got 3 hours before the poetry slam. Our facilitators run a workshop at the library, but only white kids show up. Strange. Moree has a large Kamilaroi population. So after the workshop, I walk 3 blocks down to the Indigenous Youth Center. Dozens of kids are there playing games, and I ask one of the youth workers, hey, are some of these kids coming to the slam tonight? They haven't heard about it. The library did not reach out to the local Indigenous groups at all. And the young people who need to be heard most are missed. We found a gap in our expansive reach. Word Travels needs to build relationships with First Nations organizations in those areas where we run poetry slams. And our first step, hire a First Nations engagement officer to start those conversations, develop those relationships. This will increase participation from an average 20 First Nations young people per year to 100 to 200. That is our goal, to increase that participation, because only an Indigenous young person can tell you what it's like to be Black and 16 in Moree, New South Wales. The First Nations engagement officer will start at $65,000 per year for 3 years, transitioning to a leadership role within Word Travels. This deepens Word Travels engagement throughout the year. And tonight, you help us shine a global spotlight on hundreds of Indigenous stories sitting in the wings, waiting to be heard. Thank you.